Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this weekend.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 5:30. I'm Emily Brown.
And I'm Ken Kozorowski. We do begin with an alert day because to kick off the month of February, we actually have a decent chance at some accumulating snow for part of our region, Greg.
Yeah, Punxsutawney Phil didn't see a shadow, but Jimmy did. The opposite. So Punxsutawney says there's no spring, but Jimmy down in Sun Prairie actually didn't see a shadow. So he's got spring in the forecast. Unfortunately, we're going to see more typical February winter-like conditions, and that means quite a bit of accumulating snow opportunities, not just tonight, but further on the week. We'll kind of pan that out. But tonight, it's really for northern parts of our viewing area. We're looking at I-94 northward, where they could see 2 to 4 after midnight through about the morning commute. Far less as you go further south, especially south of La Crosse. We're looking at amounts really tapering off to too much. But overall, here's your amounts we're looking at. It's going to be just a very narrow band of 2 to 4 inches, potentially 5 or a little bit higher along I-94. And it could go further south or north, but it tails off pretty quickly as you go further south, where we will not much see of anything. Right now, we're just seeing some light precipitation out there, mainly some mist. And that's kind of what you'll see this evening, some mist, some flurries, but not too much. The whole front is pushed east, but all the precipitation that we're watching is really back in Minnesota, and it'll begin to push further east. So timing that out really this evening, it's going to be cloud cover, kind of dampish. We're going to have some flurries or sprinkles, but it should be fine. We're not really expecting to see too much until we get to after midnight, and we'll break that down. But we also have, like I said, more opportunity this week. Wednesday, another opportunity for next week, weekend, and maybe even further on. So it's going to be an active pattern, something that we didn't see much in January.
Yeah, basically not at all.
Yeah, it was actually the driest or least amount of snow we had in La Crosse ever.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Greg. Well, a Sparta man is facing numerous felonies after a fatal crash in Caledonia, Wisconsin. The Columbia County Sheriff's Office attempted to pull a vehicle over when it sped up to over 100 miles an hour while weaving through traffic. That vehicle crashed and rolled over when attempting to take an exit ramp onto Highway 33. 2 occupants were ejected from the vehicle, 1 pronounced dead at the scene. The 22-year-old driver from Sparta was transported to the hospital by medical helicopter with serious injuries. The Sheriff's Office says intoxication was a factor in the crash.
1 person is dead after a 2-vehicle crash in Chippewa County. According to a release, a Chippewa County Highway Department truck was conducting winter maintenance on Highway 29 when it was hit from behind by a Jeep SUV. The driver of the Jeep was 19-year-old male from Withee. He was pronounced dead at the scene. The driver of the Highway Department truck was not injured in the crash. Names of both individuals are being withheld until the families are notified.
Well, athletes from around the world finally got their shot to take on the 118-meter hill at the Snowflake Ski Club. Yesterday, the large hill in Westby, that tournament, it was postponed due to the windy conditions. The event also saw some delays today because of ice formed on the hill. But after the ice was broken up, athletes got to take flight. Organizers say the delays are necessary to ensure the safety of the competitors.
Because when you're jumping off a hill like this, anything can happen. With the wind conditions yesterday, skiers are just like kites in the air. And if they come down wrong or if the wind catches them, they could topple over. And we want them to be safe and leave Snowflake in the same condition they came to us.
And it's quite a tradition in Westby this year, the 102nd annual ski jump.
Today is the 9th annual Coulee Region All-Pro Tailgate.
And our own Allison Ferget is live in Onalaska with a look at what this event is all about. Good evening, Allison.
All right. Good evening, Ken and Emily. We are live here at Onalaska High School for the Coulee Region All-Stars Pro Tailgate, and I'm joined by some of our All-Stars. I'm going to have them introduce themselves. Mike.
Hi, I'm Michael John, and I've been here for the last 3 years.
Awesome.
I'm Sam, I'm a senior. I'm Noah, I'm a senior.
I'm Josh, and I've been coming to these for a very long time.
All right, guys, so tell me, what is this day all about?
Today we were joined by the UWL football team and the Onalaska High School team to get together with kids with special needs, kids and adults, hang out all afternoon, eat some food, and play some games, hang out all afternoon.
Sounds like a really great time. Can you guys tell me, what's your favorite part about today?
Our favorite part is about the food and how these guys do a very, very great job. I think that it's great coming here. I'm glad to be here, and meeting these guys are a legend. They're awesome. And they're good at what they do.
We'll have to see. The food is great. The people are great here. Anybody else want to talk about what their favorite part of the day is?
I think just like being able to connect with the All-Stars, it's just a really great time. I think our motto is like brotherhood, and I kind of think that these guys are also like family too. So.
For sure. And now this event will be for just about another hour, and then they'll be wrapping up. We'll have more coverage on the event tonight at 10. But for now, Ken and Emily, I'm going to give it back to you.
Looks like fun. Thank you, Allison. Well, a special story time brought kiddos on an electric bus today to celebrate Transit Equity Week. The La Crosse Public Library hosted stories, songs, and discussion on an MTU bus to highlight the history and perks of public transit. This is all part of the library's ongoing series for Transit Equity Week. All activities are bus themed and emphasize the safety and accessibility of public transit.
We have an excellent transit service in La Crosse, and we're trying to help encourage our families to see the bus as an option for traveling around town or getting to events like the library has.
The festivities continue with a moving screening of The Rebellious Life of Mrs. Rosa Parks tomorrow from 5:15 p.m. to 6:45. The event is free and open to all ages.
President Trump has signed an executive order that imposes steep new tariffs on goods from Mexico, Canada, and China.
Canada responded hours later with retaliatory tariffs on its own, while Mexico said it was also planning to issue tariffs on the U.S. as well.
CBS's Chanel Call reports from New York.
President Trump declared an economic emergency in order to place duties of 10% on all imports from China and 25% on imports from Mexico and Canada. The tariffs are set to go into effect on Tuesday. The president's actions involving the largest U.S. trade partners drew swift condemnation from Democratic leaders.
I think we might want to call this the Donald Trump Super Bowl tax, with the big game coming next week. If you know, avocados, tomatoes, beer from Mexico, price is going to go up.
What's that going to mean? Higher prices for New Yorkers, higher prices for Americans. It's going to affect almost everything.
Tariffs don't cause inflation, they cause success. There could be some temporary short-term disruption, and people will understand that.
On social media, President Trump wrote that tariffs were necessary to protect Americans, to pressure the three nations to do more to curb the manufacture and export of illicit fentanyl. He also wants Canada and Mexico to reduce illegal immigration into the U.S.
Absolutely. Fentanyl through Canada, human trafficking through Canada, also with China in that mix for fentanyl as well.
Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau pushed back.
Our border is already safe and secure, but there's always more work to do. Less than 1% of fentanyl, less than 1% of illegal crossings into the United States come from Canada.
Trudeau also said Canada would slap 25% tariffs on up to $155 billion on goods, including alcohol and fruit. Chanel Call, CBS News, New York.
In addition, energy imported to the U.S. from Canada, including oil, natural gas, and electricity, would be taxed at a rate of 10% under the Trump tariffs.
Mexico's President Claudia Sheinbaum ordered retaliatory tariffs on a range of U.S. goods.
Music's biggest night has arrived.
A look at the excitement from the red carpet and what you can expect from tonight's show.
Brad Schimmel. He wants to bring back the 1849 law that bans all abortions, with no exceptions for rape or incest. Schimmel gave plea deals to child molesters, let domestic abusers walk, with no jail time. And he's the one who let 6,000 rape kits sit untested for 2 years, while survivors waited for justice. That's Brad Schimmel. Too extreme for the Wisconsin Supreme Court.
You're young, but your bathroom is old. I get it. I visit my kids, grandkids, my precious great-grandkids. Doesn't fit their lifestyle. Not safe. old and ugly. You'll be amazed at the transformation you can make in just a few days. New tub and shower with all new fixtures, new toilet, new sink and vanity, new flooring, at an investment much less than you might think. Call the Board Store Home Improvements today for a prompt free estimate on your new bathroom.
Around here, neighbors come together to make each other better. We're taking the same approach with healthcare. Gunderson Health System and Bellin Health have come together to form Amplify Health, giving you more of what's important in healthcare. More caring, more listening, more to feel good about on your way to feeling better. Overall, just a little more heart. Amplify Health by Gunderson. A little empathy changes everything.
Well, music's biggest night has almost arrived, and the industry's major stars are starting to flood the red carpet.
Tanya Backus is also on the red carpet in Los Angeles with a preview of tonight's show.
Music's biggest stars are making their way to the red carpet for the 67th Grammy Awards.
There's nothing like the Grammys. The Grammys are the pinnacle of music achievement.
It is a celebration of music, a story that tells the true expression of people.
Producers are promising a night full of spectacular performances, bringing a concert into your living room.
I get to perform to everyone at home, but I also get to perform for my colleagues and the people I love.
The Queen Bee, Beyonce, leads with 11 nominations, though she holds the record for most Grammys won by any artist. Tonight, for the 5th time, she'll compete for a Grammy she's never won, Album of the Year.
We say every year this could be the year for Beyonce.
But the competition is stiff. She's up against Taylor Swift, plus other top nominated artists like Sabrina Carpenter, Charlie XCX, Billie Eilish, Chappell Roan, and Jacob Collier.
The thing I love about the Grammys is that it's voted for by my peers, by other musicians. That always feels nice because it feels like the makers are celebrating the makers.
While there's excitement here on the red carpet, there is also a sense of purpose. This year's show will pay tribute to first responders and victims of the wildfires that ripped through Los Angeles last month.
Let's give joy to the people that consume the music and the projects that are created here in this place that was burning.
Trevor Noah returns as host of the Grammys.
It's probably the best concerts of the year. Where else are you going to have the best in country, the best in hip-hop, the best in pop, the best in R&B, all on the same stage, all on the same night?
One of the highlights of the show will be a special tribute to late music producer Quincy Jones. Tanya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Well, it's Groundhog's Day.
And that means it was time to shine for a few notable creatures nationwide. But are their predictions really on the money?
Well, we're certainly not going to see like spring-like conditions this week, kind of back to where we should be February. That means snow opportunities. We got alert day tonight, but we also have some more opportunities later in the week and even next weekend. We'll break it all down for you coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
Your job title shouldn't define you, but in the job I'm running for, it should. I'm Brad Schimmel, and justice is my life's work. Helping Wisconsin's most vulnerable, stopping elder abuse, taking on human traffickers, putting pedophiles behind bars, and leading the Sexual Assault Kit Initiative, clearing 4,000 backlogged tests so survivors could finally get justice. For me, it's not a title, it's my mission statement.
We're cranking up the voltage, Wisconsin. Lottery retailers all around the state are lighting up with the latest limited time offer. It's Easy Match Mania. During the month of February, you have a 1 in 7 chance of winning a bonus $1 Megabucks ticket when you buy a $2 Megabucks with Easy Match ticket. This electric offer is only available for a limited time and only at Wisconsin lottery retailers.
As a teacher, I think it's important that students here in Wisconsin become proficient and ideally strong in math.
We need to keep teachers like you here. That's what motivated UW-Madison's Wisconsin Teacher Pledge program.
By covering the cost of tuition, the Teacher Pledge enables us to teach in areas and subjects where we're needed the most.
We're working to fill these gaps, and those who benefit are the youth of Wisconsin.
When we stay in Wisconsin to teach, that's a win for everyone.
One Wisconsin, on Wisconsin.
At
U.S. Cellular, you don't have to choose between a great deal on the phone you want and the phone plan that's right for you.
You can get both. 4 free phones of your choice and 4 lines for just $90.
Wow, kids, that's like us not having to choose between tickets to wrestling or that puppet musical.
We want a great phone and a great plan too, don't we, little guy?
Get both. 4 free phones of your choice plus 4 lines for $90. No trade-in needed. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
For over 40 years, Lacrosse Glass and Overhead Door has been the go-to company for anything glass and door. We offer a large stock inventory of CEHI garage doors to help you find the perfect fit. As a locally owned business, we take pride in our work and always get the job done. From commercial glass and glazing to residential glass and CHI garage doors, we have the experience and expertise to help you. Call or visit our website today.
Six more weeks of winter.
That's right. Punxsutawney Phil is predicting 6 more weeks of winter after seeing his shadow at Gobbler's Knob this morning. Every year, thousands of people gather to watch Phil make his big prediction.
Groundhog's Day, a tradition that stretches back more than 100 years. And for those of you keeping track, Phil and his offspring have seen their shadows 107 times, with no shadow 21 times.
Well, according to our research, Punxsutawney Phil is only 35% on the money every time. So I don't know how.
Ratio.
Yeah, I don't know if we can really trust this prediction this year. What do you think, Greg?
Well, it's kind of subjective. They did a study, NOAA did, based on the average temperature for March for the whole U.S., not just where the actual groundhog is, and that's how they based it off percentage. But you could go a lot of different ways on what is spring and not spring like. But anyway, Jimmy down in Wisconsin, some prairies, 60% according to that study. So he's much higher than Punxsutawney Phil. But we got definitely winters back in store. We've had a lot of dry, quiet conditions for January. We definitely have snow and some freezing drizzle tonight. Areas that don't see the snow may see mist, drizzle, even flurry activity south of where the alert day conditions are. Messy morning commute for some. That's where the alert would be. But we have a dry Tuesday, back to where colder temperatures, but then we have more snow and even more ice potential come Wednesday, so we have an opportunity come that, and there's one more for the weekend too. Overall, this is where the winter weather advisories are. This is where we expect to see the most accumulation, 2 to potentially maybe 5 in some of these areas, but it's right along I-90 and then further north too, and a band's going to set up, and it's really going to be a narrow band, so if you're in that band, you're going to get some. Outside of it, you won't see much. This evening, we've already seen some mist or some drizzle in some areas given this low deck that really was stubborn to get away, so we didn't get to 50 as we were hoping to because of this cloud cover. But this evening we'll just see a little bit of sprinkles, flurries potential coming through to about 10, 11 p.m. Then you're going to start seeing a little bit of a band probably after midnight, just set right along I-94 to Eau Claire and then all the way just south of Wausau, and that'll continue, but then it'll expand really by 4 to 5 a.m. right during the morning commute. This is where this band will set up. Now it could shift a little bit further north, but it'll be right in this general area and sit here probably through about 10 to 11 a.m. So you can see eventually it starts sagging a little bit further south, but most of the areas south of that are not going to see much in the way of precipitation or north, but this continues through about 10, and then we start seeing it wrap up by noon or even earlier than that, and that's what we're looking at. Temperatures will kind of fall back to near freezing. Tomorrow we'll see a little bit more sun, potentially towards the evening hour. Temperatures will get back up into the mid-30s, but by Monday evening, you see the north wind begins to pick up. We're starting to clear out. Could set up for some colder temperatures going into Monday night, given that some areas might have some snow cover to go with it. But snow amounts here tonight, not much through about 5 a.m. We're looking just a little bit, starts to pick up by 5 a.m. It's really after 5 a.m. that you start seeing probably the bulk of it, the 2 to 3 inches, potentially 2 to 4 to about noon. Far less as you go to Winona, South La Crosse areas, probably not seeing much in the anyway. We'll still see some precipitation down here, just won't be much in the accumulation. But we still could see some slippery roads because outside of the snow, a little bit of drizzle, freezing drizzle is a possibility, kind of like we had last night. That setup could actually create some slick roads for all areas for tomorrow morning's commute. There's your temperatures. The good news, a lot of areas will get above freezing, so the road conditions in the afternoon for most areas should be good or at least wet, so we're not going to see any type of refreezing too much. But going into Tuesday morning and Tuesday, definitely cold or back to the 20s, to the teens up to the north. If you got snow cover on the ground, it'll probably struggle to get to 20, so we're back to winter there. And we have another opportunity, as I mentioned, for Wednesday. Tuesday's dry, but here's all this coming through. Potentially seeing snow. You got the pink there for ice. Looks like the rain stays south, but we got a mess potentially for Wednesday evening and going into Wednesday night. So that one we'll have to track too, because that could show some impacts. And not to be outdone, we got one coming on Sunday too with accumulating snow potential for that time too. So we've kind of been dry for January. In fact, we were the driest snowfall on record for La Crosse. I think we're going to start picking it back up a little bit depending on how these play out. We could have a decent snowpack up to the north by the time we get to this weekend again.
Looking a little busy out there.
It is getting busy.
All right, thank you, Greg. Coming up next in sports, Luka's a Laker. A further look into one of the most shocking trades in the history of the NBA. Plus, number 22 getting immortalized on 2-2. Hear from Caitlin Clark on the day her jersey gets hung in the rafters. Jacob is next.
Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
We're starting the new year with our biggest sale of the year at Interior Designs Holman. All our carpets are on sale, so you'll save money and get more for free. Free measuring and estimating at your home. Free furniture moving, even that heavy couch and king-size bed. Free removal of your old carpet and padding, and we'll recycle it. Free life of carpet labor warranty for as long as you own the carpet. All at the lowest prices of the year and 12 months no interest financing. Save money and get more for free during the biggest carpet sale of the year going on now at Interior Designs Holman.
The Sparta Innovation STEM Academy, recognized as Wisconsin's #1 charter middle school, has open enrollment until March 31st for incoming 6th graders. Enroll now in meaningful applications of science, technology, engineering, and mathematical concepts. The Sparta Innovation STEM Academy, located in Meadowview Middle School, provides a teacher-led, inquiry, problem-based learning environment. Learn more at www.isasparta.com.
Hey, Dominic here, and I want to show you how easy it is to make a homemade pizza sauce and a meat topping using pizza pleasing and Italian pleasing. For the sauce, combine an 8-ounce can of tomato sauce, 1½ teaspoons of pizza pleasing, 1 tablespoon Parmesan cheese, and simmer for 10 minutes. For the meat topping, brown a ½ pound of ground beef or pork with 1½ teaspoons of Italian pleasing. Be sure to get your pizza and Italian pleasings and 35 other blends at the Pleasing Outlet Store on Ward Avenue, La Crosse. It's Zalicious.
Yeah, I joke, my ears were her Valentine's gift a year ago. So something I'd been thinking about, and so Valentine's Day was coming around, and I had spoke to Tom a couple times, but never made anything definite, and so I just kind of made the definite plan and made it happen, and glad I did. Wish I would have done it 20 years ago.
Yeah, he can actually participate in conversations now and not just shaking his head.
Better hearing is a better life.
Bring all the exciting action from your community. Here's News 8 Now Sports with Jacob Lenzendorf.
Well, with the trade deadline later this week, it could be an interesting next few days for the Bucks, but tonight they'll look to get back in the win column after dropping their last 2 games. Milwaukee fell to Portland on the road last Tuesday and then to the Spurs on Friday by 26. Later at 7:30, they'll take on the Memphis Grizzlies from the Fiserv Forum. Bucks are currently 5th in the East at 26-20, and we'll see if there are any more moves made before Thursday at 2 p.m. when the trade deadline is. And speaking of NBA trades, last night maybe one of the biggest or most surprising in the history of the league. Luka Doncic will soon be playing alongside LeBron James as a 7-year superstar was traded to the Lakers for a deal that sent Anthony Davis to the Mavericks. Now, this deal stems from the Mavericks GM Nico Harrison's belief that defense wins championships, and the franchise apparently didn't like what Doncic brought to the table on that end of the floor. It's a deal that'll impact the balance of power in the West for years to come. Also in the deal, LA receiving Maxi Kleber and Markieff Morris. Dallas additionally got Max Christie and the Lakers' 2029 first-round pick. The Jazz also in the trade getting Jalen Hood-Schifino and a couple second-round picks. Well, after leaving behind a legacy that will forever be impossible to replicate, today Caitlin Clark returned to Iowa City to have her jersey retired. Clark was a 4-year starter for the Hawkeyes and led the team to back-to-back national championship games. She also became the all-time leading scorer in Division I basketball history. She was chosen first by the Indiana Fever and helped lead them to their first playoff appearance since 2016. It was a day filled with gratitude for one of the best the game has ever seen.
It's kind of a weird feeling coming back here and not being able to play, but it's just
really exciting time still for this program. I'm very fortunate to be a part of it and feel very lucky that a lot of my former teammates and former coaches are here and able to support me, and a lot of friends and family. So I'm just really lucky.
And Clark will be back at Carver Hawkeye Arena in a few months, this time playing as her Fever will take on the Brazilian national team in a preseason game. So Hawkeyes also scored a top 5 upset, guys, against USC today by 7 points. So quite the day for everyone in Iowa City and the fans of the Hawkeyes.
Yeah, absolutely. Well deserved, obviously. One of the best we will ever see in college basketball.
She put on a run like we've never seen. So I just, hats off. So well deserved. Like, it was only less than a year even since the last time she played there. It's just crazy to see it's already happening. But
yeah.
Well deserved.
All right. Thanks, Jacob.
All right, Greg has a final look at your forecast right after this.
Are you finding bathing and bathroom business has gotten more difficult? Bad hips, bad knees can pose a problem. Just getting up and down can be risky. There is a simple, affordable solution. In just a day or two, you can have a beautiful new walk-in shower, safe and easy to care for with grab bars, a handheld shower, and a seat if you like. Set an appointment with one of our designers to plan your new bath. Better products at lower prices because we care. The Board Store.
Around here, neighbors come together to make each other better. We're taking the same approach with healthcare. Gunderson Health System and Bellin Health have come together to form Amplify Health, giving you more of what's important in healthcare. More caring, more listening, more to feel good about on your way to feeling better. Overall, just a little more heart. Amplify Health by Gunderson. A little empathy changes everything.
Jolivet Family Farms, known for farm fresh fruit and vegetables, but featuring so much more. Come see all that we have. Valentine's Day, we have something special for your sweetheart. Homemade goodness, hand-dipped chocolate-covered strawberries, cream cheese pie, heart-shaped cookies, specialty chocolates, candy bouquets, Verde sparkling wine, roses, for all your heart-shaped needs, and so much more. There is no substitute for homegrown freshness, open daily year-round. Jolivet Family Farms, West Salem.
Shop Wisconsin's best deals at Black River Furniture Outlet. Find unbeatable prices on sectionals, big or small, to fit every home. Great savings on Ashley sofas and love seats. Style and comfort at a price you'll love. Check out our wide selection of reclining and power furniture, plus custom options from Best Home Furnishings. Experience top-tier comfort with Catnapper Furniture, where relaxation is key. Black River Furniture Outlet, your upholstery headquarters. Family values, veteran-owned, and no corporate hassle. Open 7 days a week in Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Okay, messy morning commute for a lot of areas north of I-94 with that snow. Otherwise, more snow to come later this week, too. So if you didn't get it tonight, tomorrow, you'll get more.
It's on the way.
Yep.
Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you at 10:30.